Hello Aries, Leo and Sagittarius. Welcome fire signs to your messages for the 11th of July 2024. I'm going to be pulling in some messages and guidance for the fire signs from the angels, and at the end of the reading I will pull a angel card to wrap things up. Okay, so let's see what the angels are saying for you today. For the fire signs, please give me the messages that I need to hear. Thank you, angels. Okay, fire signs. I feel like a lot of you have been in a little bit of a cloud. What I'm feeling is like a bit cloudy up here. It's like I'm not seeing things clearly. Okay, not yet. And I feel like for a lot of you fire signs, you're kind of at a crossroads here. I'm seeing it's not really a crossroads. What I'm seeing is I'm seeing a path here, I'm seeing a path here, and I'm seeing a path here, and maybe even one over here. And it's like, which one do I take? Which path do I go down? And we don't know what's at the end of these paths, right? And we're not sure of the future, obviously, because we don't know which path to take. But what I'm feeling is, for a lot of you fire signs, is these paths are your options. These are your gifts, your talents. These are things that you have naturally. And I feel like I want to ask the question, what am I here for? What does my life purpose mean to me? You know, why am I here? What have I got to offer the world? And you've got a lot of options here. I'm seeing like there's quite a lot of options. You're very talented and gifted. And Spirit is saying you just need to have the confidence in yourself to believe that you can do this thing. There's a lot of passion here for something that you're going to be doing. And it's almost as if I can touch it, but I can't grab hold of it. I don't know if you understand what I mean. It's almost like I can see it, or I can feel it. It's like a feeling of I want to do something. There's a lot of passion here. It's like I want to do something. I want to do this thing. But how do I like get this going? So the paths might be symbolic to not knowing how to take it forward, for example. So you may have a project that you're trying to get off the ground, or a business that you're trying to get off the ground, but you're trying to think of ways to do it in a maverick kind of sense. Do you understand, like that? It's not going to be the usual way that people would normally do this thing, whatever it is that you're doing. So whether this is a project or this comes down to your business, for example, it's like it's not going to be done in an orthodox way. It's going to be done very thinking outside the box, because this is the way you are meant to be doing this. But you're kind of like, you've got this idea or this project here that you're trying to get off the ground. And I know that you can feel like, this is how I want to do it, but is it going to be accepted? Is it going to be favoured? by my customers or my viewers or my clients. Or if you want to present something like a piece of artwork and it's different to the way someone would normally paint or draw or something, and it's like, yeah, it's really different. It's really, really different. This is a different way of doing things, and you're not sure whether this is going to be favoured. But this is all in your mind. This is all going on in the mind. It's not, you've got to step out. So I'm hearing Spirit saying you've got to step out of that comfort zone. You've got to step out of yourself and put yourself forward and do this thing, because this is yours. Okay, this was meant for you. So whatever it is that you're trying to get off the ground, or maybe you're trying to move house even, and you're not sure of how best to go about this, because I feel a lot of you have been stuck or in a cloud for a long time, and it's almost as if now that cloud is being lifted, and for the first time I'm seeing my options here for maybe, I don't know, a year, 2 years, maybe even longer. And I feel like I'm seeing different ways of doing things, or I want to do something in a different way that's not usually done. But you've got to get outside of your headspace of not having the confidence to pull this off or take this forward, because this is what you're going to be doing. Stuck in situations. So you're going to find a way forward by doing this thing. So if you're stuck, or you've been stuck, and you're looking at things as you've always looked at them, right? So I have a bottle of water here. I have these cards here. I have a pen. And I'm always seeing them as these things, right? I'm always seeing them as these things. Suddenly, I am finding out how to combine these things together to do something that's quite different from the usual. How else would you use these two items, or including the pen? The three items together, you put in the three items together, you're merging something here. So whether this is your job, project, or it's something, a talent that you've got, and Spirit is encouraging you to, don't worry about what people are going to say. Don't worry about whether people like it or not. This is yours, and you've got to take this forward, because this is why you're here. This is yours. It's your time to shine, is what I'm hearing here. It's your time for the spotlight. I feel like you've just been under this, feels heavy, like for some years now, it just feels like a weight on here, and it feels like this could have been confusion. It could have been in a stuck situation. It could have been like just symbolic of the idea that's keeping me from moving forward. It's almost like my mindset is being changed here, because what was happening before where I'm feeling like I can't move forward, I can't do this thing, I can't physically, or I can't responsibly do this thing. It's not practical. It's just not doable, right? But I think that you've been thinking about this thing for some time. You've actually, for some of you, you've known what this thing is for some time. But you've been in a mindset that hasn't really thought about combining these two together, because you're just looking and saying, well, I've got this and I've got that and I've got this, and this is all I've got to work with. But it isn't. Spirit is saying you've got a lot of gifts and talents that you are going to be giving back to help humanity in some way, like because you've always had this, but it's just your mindset that's changing. You're looking at things differently. So now I'm looking at this water, and I'm looking at these cards, and I'm looking at this pen, and I'm seeing something different here. It's like an idea that's clicked, or there's a cloud that's lifted here, and suddenly these things are doable suddenly. But then you're still trying to work out, how do I launch this thing? How do I get it off the ground? So now the cloud has lifted, the weight's been lifted, I'm seeing things a lot clearer, I'm seeing things in a different way. I know how to use these things together now. I know how to merge and use my creativity. But now what's the next step? Because how do I launch it? How do I present it to the world? Because it's fear. It's just fear inside the head. It's just like, not confident. I'm just not confident. I just can't do this thing. People are going to see it as strange. It's not what they want. It's not what they're used to. But that's the beauty of it. We're not here for the ordinary, the normal, the usual. So we're in a time of seeing things changing all the time. And you're going to help that along. You're just contributing to that way of a new life. It's like a new way forward. So whatever that is, I mean, some of you might be going into something very profound, like you might be getting some very profound ideas because you have a lot of passion and a lot to give, and you're taking this very literally seriously, because this is something that's going to help you move forward. And some of you, I feel, are going to be doing something very, very profound, like getting an idea of presenting something that's far more important than you realize. This could be something to do with medicine. It could be something to, that's going to help cure somebody of some disease that we can't cure. So the cloud is lifted, and I'm seeing things clearly, and I know what I'm using now. I'm incorporating all these things, and I'm seeing different ways of using them to present them and launch this thing. But now I have a path here and a path there and a path here, and I'm like, there are a little bit too many different ways of doing this. Which one is the right one? So now I'm at a standstill here, and I need to take a step back for a minute and give this some thought. But it's almost like you don't want to take that step back. I'm raring to go here. I want to do this thing. I want to present it. The only thing that's stopping you is your mindset. But this is clearing. This is totally changing around. So your mindset is changing. So it's not only going to be seeing the pen and the cards and the water as these three things that they're going to be changing, but your mindset to your lack of confidence is also going to change, because maybe you're going to show this thing to one person, and this person's going to give you enough confidence to take the first little step, and then someone's going to come along and give you another comment or another bit of feedback that you needed, that's going to inspire you to take it a step further and a step further. So it's like you're taking this thing outwardly into the world, slowly taking away your fears of what are people going to think and say about this thing. And Spirit wants to say you have to stand firm and rise above that, because you are fire, right? You are fire. And it doesn't matter. Don't allow people influence you right now, because they're not important. What's important is what you're doing and where you're going and how you're going forward. So we need to stay focused on this project, this idea, whatever this is we're going to be doing, because this is very important. And we need to stay focused. Don't allow a couple of things to put those doubts back. So it might be just, well, you present this thing to the world, and then you get a few people that say, it's not really what we're looking for. Sorry. And it kind of puts us back in our place of where we were, doubts coming in again. But Spirit wants you to know that doesn't matter. Okay? It's not going to be everyone's cup of tea, but the people that are going to love it are going to be those people that need it. All right? So the people who are kind of saying, no, it's not really what we're looking for, I'm sorry, they're not the ones that are seeing its potential. They're not the one. They're kind of like tunnel visioned, and they're small-minded, and they're not the ones who are seeing its mind-blowing potential here, because you don't know where this thing's going yet. Okay, this is only the beginning. Wow, powerful messages. I'm feeling very excited for you, fire signs, right now. At the moment, your life might be not looking that great, but you might have challenges around you and that, but these things are going to be lifting, because it's time for the world to see you. It's your time to shine, is what I keep hearing. It's your time to be in the spotlight, because you've been too hidden and too, maybe, spending a lot of time in solitude. Solitary conditions, situations, places. Maybe you like it that way, but the universe and your spirit guides, they're doing everything they can to push you out there into the spotlight and the sunshine. And you might not welcome that. So you might be saying, no, I'm sorry, but no, this isn't for me. I'm not going there. I'm not going there. But yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. okay, because this is what you came here to do. So for some of you, I mean, this thing is going to be different for all of you, but it's like whatever you've been stuck on or stuck in for however long that's been, you are finding that confidence and that inner strength that's in all of you fire signs. For some of you, it could be even you're finding your inner voice for the first time in years, where you haven't spoken your truth, where you haven't had the courage to stand up and say what you really need to say. And this is going to change everything, because you're fire signs. I mean, you should be doing that anyway. But for some of you, you've not had that confidence. You've not had that opportunity, or you've not had that... you've been like under this cloud of confusion or low self-esteem, or I don't know what it is. It's like low self-worth, low lack of confidence. It's just like under this cloud, right? But now this is lifting, and it's time for you to speak up. So for some of you, you may be presenting something to the world, getting out there with an online course of teaching, because I'm feeling very verbal here, if you haven't noticed. I'm feeling very like I want to say everything, and there's a lot. It's like there's a lot going on here, whether it's paths or choices in front of me. There's a lot of options, or there's a lot of things going on around me. And I feel like these things are happening fast. They're coming in fast. It's like suddenly, where it was all dark in front of us, suddenly we've got a light over this path, a light over that path, and a light over that path over there. And suddenly we're seeing these illuminated paths. And we have the options now where we didn't before. And we're getting that strength, and we're getting that inner courage. For some of you, this is going to be in relationships. And I feel that it's going to be where you've lost your confidence in this relationship. And you've allowed someone else to make the decisions and make all the choices, where you've just taken a back seat and accepted that, and for whatever that was, or and you haven't had that confidence to find your voice, or you haven't spoken your truth, or you haven't verbally told them exactly how you feel. And this is going to change things. Okay, so this boost in confidence that you fire signs are going to get, it's going to push you forward, and it's going to keep pushing and keep pushing you forward until you are who you should be. You're no longer hiding behind the doors. Okay, you're opening those doors. Those doors are opening for you, and you are walking into a new you. It's almost like you step out into the light, and suddenly you are a new person, because this thing's been lifted off of you, and now you have choices. Okay, now you have options, and you're just going to keep going, and you're going to keep going, and you're going to keep walking towards that spotlight here. Let's have some messages for love, please, for the fire signs for July the 11th, 2024. Thank you. So for those of you who are single, one of those paths that I was seeing, all these options, because you found your voice or you found your confidence, you're illuminating. This is going to draw people towards you. And this is going to draw attention towards you. So you need to be prepared for that. Some of you may have options in love. Because you are shining. You are shining now, whereas you weren't before. You were hiding. That's what I feel like. You were hiding. Not literally hiding, but I feel like you were either hiding or protecting yourself here. Because you didn't have that confidence. But you're stepping out, and I'm seeing options, and these options are coming in quickly. So yeah, for those of you who are single and looking, these options are coming in quickly. There's fast energy approaching, so buckle up your seatbelts, I'm hearing, because these energies are changing. They're changing fast, and things are going to happen all at the same time. So that's usually how it is, right? With the universe, I often find things are stagnant for years and years and years. Like 10 years will go past and nothing's changed, and all of a sudden it's like bang, 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 bang. And you know, suddenly everything happens at the same time. It's like buses, right? You wait ages for a bus and nothing comes along, and then you get three at the same time. So that's what I'm seeing for you. So if you're looking for love, there's multiple choices here. And maybe you shied away from love because of the past, and that's what I'm going to say, because it feels like I've been hiding or protecting myself. I've been protecting myself, and I'm keeping myself small and invisible and quiet, and I don't want to be heard, and I don't want to be seen. You are in for a big change. You're going to get that confidence back. And this is going to draw people towards you. So options in love and romance. For those of you who are in relationships, long-term relationships, there's going to be a change around, is what I'm hearing. It's like a change around roles, or there's something to do with, I don't know, maybe you're putting your foot down. Because you've been taking and taking and taking whatever they've been suggesting. Or you've been accepting, too quiet, too timid, or too... I mean, this isn't like fire signs. This is bizarre. This isn't like fire signs at all. But it's almost like I've been accepting what has been suggested, or I've been accepting what my partner wants to do all the time, where I haven't really had a voice or say in anything. You are getting that voice. You are telling them exactly how you feel. And whether you're going to walk away from that relationship, or whether you're going to stay in it, but things are going to change. They're going to change around. It's like, now you're going to listen to me. Okay? Wow. Oh my word. Okay. That's what I have for you, fire signs. Oh my word. That was intense. I'm going to finish this reading up with an angel message from the angel deck. Okay, let's see. An additional message for the fire signs. That was an awesome message for you guys. I love it. Absolutely love it. So big changes ahead and lots of options and things happening fast. So buckle up your seatbelts. Okay, we had this one. Oh my God, we had this one the other day, I think. Or did we? Maybe not. I'm having a bit of a deja vu moment here. We have Angel Being. Beautiful card. Be not forgetful to entertain strangers, for in doing so, some have entertained angels unawares. So Joe had been repelled by a tramp at the door asking for food. Wishing to be charitable, she brought him sandwiches and a drink. There was something unnerving about the man's stare. His eyes were blue and piercing, yet gentle and all-knowing. Spreading a rag on the grass, he sat to eat and thanked her for her kindness. After a few minutes, he had gone, leaving no sign, but a beautiful white feather floated onto the kitchen table. So, when I was seeing all these choices in front of me, we can kind of see that like the Seven of Cups would look like. And what this card is suggesting is be careful what you choose out of. So if you don't judge a book by its cover, because these options will be open to you, whether this is in partnerships and relationships, or whether this is, you know, if it was in partnerships, say, and you get the attention of people, you may be drawn to a certain person. They may not be who they say they are. And you may look in another direction to someone who is asking you to go for a drink or for coffee with them, and you might not like the look of them. Don't judge a book by its cover, because these options, some of them are going to be not what they seem, okay? Because these options that are going to be coming in is like, how do I move forward with this? Or, you know, it's like, I don't know which way to turn with all this fast energy and options coming in. Some of these options may look or sound very enticing. And if it sounds too good to be true, it usually is. So read all the small print, look at every detail before you jump in. This is why I think I was wanting to take a step back and think about this, because there may be some people after your project or your idea, they may be offering you something that is a little bit too good to refuse. All right, be careful of that. Some of these people who you may not like, so there might be someone around you who you're thinking, well, I don't like that person. It could be a work colleague or something. I don't like that person, you know, or I don't trust that person or something. And as the card suggests, we never know. Just on the surface, don't take people and situations and things at face value, because they're, you know, or opportunities, because sometimes they're not all they seem to be. So if you have a lot of choices around you, you need to take a step back and give this some thought. because it's almost like I want to rush in here, and I want to jump in, I want to jump ahead, and I can't wait to get going on this thing, whatever this thing is. If it could be marriage for some of you. I want to get going. I want to get this thing done. I want to get married tomorrow. Take a step back, okay, and analyze this thing, and make sure you are looking at everything and going into something with both eyes wide open. Okay, fire signs, those are your messages for the 11th of July. I will be back probably next week with more messages for you fire signs. If you liked this video or you got something out of it, please consider hitting that like button down below and subscribing to my channel. Also, you can book a personal reading with me. Details are in the description box below, along with my email. Thank you so much, and I wish you well. Have a great day, and I'll see you again soon. Goodbye.